anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't we find a single reason not to say goodbye? Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. Oh, would that make you run and hide? Don't know what to do anymore. I'm out of options, nothing's working. I'm out of service. Come help me now, I'm fucking nervous. I'm trying but can't scratch the surface. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't we find a single reason not to say goodbye? I don't wanna say anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't we find a single reason not to say goodbye? Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make...
This is the Revolting Blob, and you're watching Cold TV. Ah!
Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pro Wrestling 60, where we recap everything that happened this past week in the world of professional wrestling. I'm Xlj the OG, joined by my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, Mr. B-Row. You got a Boosie's cup. You're looking all fancy. You're looking all bougie tonight.
How are we doing out there, world? Yes, indeed. Breaking news out there for the world. Boosie's is awesome. It's awesome.
I think anybody who's been there knows, like, I don't know, it's a double-edged sword because some people love it, some people it's a fucking nightmare because there is a lot of people there. But
it was freaking crowded this time.
I like it because they got a lot of good stuff there. But this isn't a show about truck stops or gas stations or no matter how wonderful they are. No, this is a show about professional wrestling. And we got a lot to talk about this week because a lot happened this past week in the world of pro wrestling. So, Mr. Beaver, I'll let you hit us with that line to get us started.
Just gotta hit him with the sweet chin music of This is Pro Wrestling 60. He is Xlj the OG. I am Mr. B-Roll. This is PW60, where we are going to attempt the impossible and try to cover everything that happened in the world of professional wrestling in 60 minutes or less. And I say the clock starts now.
All right. And our top story this week is WWE Slammiversary took place last night. What? What? Well, tell me when I'm telling lies. What?
No, I heard no lies.
Yeah. Yeah. It says TNA, but no, it's WWE. I apologize for the typo there, but even though TNA management they don't want to fucking admit it, they might as well admit it because especially after this fucking show, it is WWE Impact. It's WWE Slammiversary. It's gonna be WWE Bound for Glory. All of that because like people have been talking about this online. I'm sorry, but last night was fucking stupid. Okay? Like with the end results was fucking stupid. And you can talk about how you've got some in game or something that's going to lead to fucking Bound for Glory or whatever your biggest show of the year or something. And maybe they do turn it into some storyline. But here's the thing. Here's the bottom line. TNA, what you have done with these fucking decisions, pretty much letting WWE take over on some of the booking because I mean it's out there. It has been out there that they have been doing that. But by having both of your main champions NXT stars, because here's the thing, you just let your main champions are considered developmental talent. Okay, let that set in for a minute. So they're not even quote unquote ready to go on the main roster in WWE, yet they are now your champion. Your like, and I get it, and maybe I'm nitpicking here, but just like last night with what happened, really pissed me off, and I don't know TNA. I don't know anymore. Let's just get right into it. Let's talk about Slammiversary. And of course, first up, the very untalented and unoriginal Trick Williams retained his TNA champion. Tell me when I'm telling lies. One of the worst fucking knees I've ever seen. Like the guy is built like he's athletic, he's great in that retrospect, but fuck it, I could give two shits. I'm sick of seeing Trick Williams. Should have been called up to the main roster so he could dwell in the mid card. I'm gonna say what I say because I don't feel like filtering myself any fucking more. So that's right. I'm gonna be unhinged, unadulterated tonight and tell you people the truth because this is the fucking truth. That main event was great up until the fucking finish. It was shit. Mike Santana should have walked out the world champion. He had all the momentum. Like everything tells you on paper, it makes sense to book it this way. But no, now you're having fucking Trick Williams retain your TNA championship. He doesn't need it. Doesn't need the fucking belt at all. Fucking stupid. A stupid fucking decision. Like, let's just send the crowd home shit. I guess this is what all they had to sacrifice to get AJ Styles, apparently. But I don't know. Tell me what you think of the main event. You know my thoughts. It was fucking dog shit.
Oh.
Anything you want to add to the dog shit?
I mean, I don't know if I want to comment on the main event, if I want to comment on the heel.
Oh, and this stuff pissed me off the most on this show.
Heel unhinged XLJ. This is going to be an interesting one. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not gonna dwell a lot of time on this because I would echo a lot of your sentiments. Maybe not as passionately and vigorously, but hey, that's why you're the best in the business.
Thanks. I'm not. The thing of it is the match. Was it bad? No, the match was fine. Just a dog shit result. Just a complete dog shit result. And once again, now you're waiting on somebody else to pull the trigger, and it's almost going to be too late. I don't know when it's going to happen. I mean, he's probably going to win it Bound for Glory, would be my guess. Maybe they turn in some invasion storyline or whatever. I don't know. But, like, here's the thing. TNA, you already look like shit because your champions can't even keep their own goddamn titles. So, like, against, quote-unquote, WWE's developmental talent.
So, I was going to save this for after we talked about the women's, but I'll go ahead and get right into it. It's TNA. Here's what it's like. WWE has your balls in a little jar, and sitting up
Mm-hmm.
on their top shelf, right behind Papa H or whoever you want to envision as the head honcho of WWE. Um, that they they got your balls in a little jar, and they
Mm-hmm.
own you. They own
Yeah.
you now.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yep. Congratulations, TNA. Hey, you had a large house, so I guess at least you got that out of it. But Trick Williams is still your TNA champion for reasons. Also, though, last night we do got to talk about this. The ladder match for the tag team championship. Knew it was going to be a car crash going into this, but I gotta say, B-roll, I was pleasantly surprised with this matchup because I kind of went into it like, okay, it's going to be a car crash or whatever, but this was pretty entertaining, and I cannot believe I'm about to say what I'm about to say. I think the MVP of this matchup was fucking AJ Francis. Like, where the fuck that came from last night, I have no idea. This man, this 300 plus pound man, did a fucking moonsault off of a ladder. Like, and then my God, the spot with him and Casey where they went through the ladders. Did you see that? Like, he like totally bagged himself. Like, I mean, he went the absolute worst way. Hopefully he's okay. I know I talk a lot of shit about AJ Francis, but I'm not gonna say he got a new fan last night in me, but I will say this: I respect the dude. You know, I mean, going into this, KC was hurt, so I think some of the spots they had planned for him, they had to change the booking around in this one. But dude, first class. Holy crap! In this matchup, man, they looked awesome last night. And then, of course, this innovative finish. In all the years of watching this, I've never seen anybody use like a what do you call that? Like a
A rope ladder.
helicopter ladder, a rope
A
ladder.
rope
Yeah,
ladder. Yeah.
yeah. Never seen anybody use a rope ladder to get to the top and get the belts. But that's what happened. The Hardy Boys once again are your TNA Tag Team Champions. They successfully took the titles back from the Nemesis. Of course, the Rascals were in this one too. Huge shout out to Myron Reed too, stepping into fill the void with Trey Miguel being hurt. So great showing by him in this matchup as well. But once again, the Hardys are your new TNA Tag Team Champions. Congratulations go to them. And oh, the world was clamoring to see this. Yes. Apparently, Bully Ray came out. Nobody really asked him to, but he came out. And now we're getting a matchup one last time. The Hardy Boys against the Dudleys, aka Team 3D, at Bound for Glory, I guess. A couple questions. Can Defon go? Because I mean, I saw Defon. He did wrestle a tag match with Bully at the ECW Arena WrestleMania 40 weekend, but like he didn't really bump. Like he was just more or less like doing, there was some physicality, but nothing too crazy. Like I can't see Defon going around the ring bumping and stuff. From my understanding, of course, maybe he's doing DDP yoga, and that's like made him like a superhuman or something. It seems to work for everybody else. I don't know. Like, what do you think of this? The Hardys and the Dudleys one more time?
I guess it sounds good on paper, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe like 15 to 20 years too late.
yeah, I just don't know, like, because like you said, like with Devon and like,
I mean, don't get me
okay,
wrong.
okay,
These are two of the greatest tag teams of all time.
yes, no doubt. Okay, I don't, I don't want to compare it to this, but I'm going to because this is the kind of vibe it gives me, kind of.
Okay.
Remember that match where it was in Saudi.
Goldberg and Undertaker?
No, it was the tag match with Shawn.
Oh,
And,
Shawn and Hunter against Taker and Kane. Yeah, where it ended up being a botch fest, and yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Hardys can still go.
maybe not
Bully
that
can.
bad, but
Yeah, I don't
because
think of it
yeah,
that, but like I just I don't like I hope Devon's okay and not gonna. I don't know. They may do something here different or whatever, but
yeah, it's
I
wrestling.
don't
I mean,
know. I guess for
could,
the nostalgia purpose, I guess it's okay. There's gonna be a lot more people that's more excited about this, but just like being realistic about it, I'm just kind of like, does it move the needle? Not for me, but I mean, okay, I guess it's an attraction. It'll bring people in, so it is what it is. So, but I really do hope, no disrespect to these teams, but if they do end up meeting, I do hope it's for the last time because I mean, you guys have earned your place to be happy in retirement. You don't need to keep doing this stuff, Like if you can, great, but like I mean, my God, Jeff Hardy, you've given your body to this industry. It's time to. It's getting down to that time, I think. So, but nonetheless, it looks like we're gonna get this matchup one more time in the world of professional wrestling. Now, this, on the other hand, this was a highlight of the show for sure for the X Division Championship. Records were on the line. Moose trying to continue his record breaking run, and if Leon Slater won, he would be the youngest X Division champion of all time. And guess what? That has come to light as your new X Division champion is Leon Slater. This was a tremendous matchup. I especially love the finish where he hits the swanton and then he goes to the other side and hits that swanton 450. Like Leon looked like $1,000,000. That crowd was super into him. What'd you think of this X Division showdown?
I thought it was awesome. And okay, you did it with AJ Francis earlier. I'm
You
gonna
gonna
do
give
it with
flowers
Moose.
to Moose?
I'm gonna give some flowers to Moose
Yeah.
because I've gone on the record saying I don't like Moose. I don't care for Moose. I hate the system and everything about them. Um, I may
But
I may not hate a group more in wrestling,
yeah,
but I got to give Moose credit in this match. He I'm not gonna say he made Leon look like $1,000,000, but because a lot of that was on Leon too. But
it just worked. They
it
gel
it
really
it
good.
just it just worked. He was like the perfect dance partner in this scenario. And what honestly I think to me, I mean, not the, maybe not the moment everybody's talking about, but like this is the moment of the night.
Yeah. I definitely agree. This was probably my favorite outcome by far of the evening. Leon Slater, of course, your new X Division champion. Really cool moment at the end too, with Moose putting the title around, respecting him. Uh, Here's a question for you: what happens to Moose from here? Because I mean, Moose put out a tweet. He's pretty much done everything he can do in TNA wrestling. Do you think Moose Nation is coming to an end in his run in TNA? You think maybe he's gonna go to the Fed? Maybe he's gonna end up in NXT or move on to a different company. I don't know when his contract's up, but
Well, if he works for TNA, he already works for the Fed, right?
you tell me when you're telling lies. It's true. So maybe he just gets called up to the uh I can't even talk it. Fuck it. But the cool moment though of the night by far immediately after this is we got one of the most long awaited returns we've all been clamoring for. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles returned to TNA wrestling, stepping foot in a TNA ring. And everybody was kind of naysayers on this, but man, oh man, when that music hit and Get Ready to Fly came on, I was losing my shit. Not gonna lie, there was a tear in my eye because like this by far was the coolest moment of the night.
Hmm.
Seeing AJ Styles come out and give flowers to Leon Slater, talking about the X Division, and it's just like the crowd's just begging for one more match of AJ inside of TNA ring. I think it's going to happen. Wouldn't be surprised if it's against this young man. What a matchup that'd be.
Yeah,
AJ Styles and Leon Slater, man.
it's like never say never, right?
Yep.
Now you may have to help me with this. So before Leon broke this record for youngest,
Who was
was it?
youngest?
Yeah, was it AJ?
Could have been. I don't know. I'd have to look up on that. Leave us a comment if you know, especially if Duplessis is watching. He
Yeah,
knows.
I could see that being like a very realistic possibility.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. Oh yeah, thought that was Duplessis. Nope, it's
Yeah,
Get it. How you doing, buddy? You look sexy as well. Um, yeah, great matchup. Like I say, one of the highlights of the show for sure. Fuck. Well, let's talk about this. It was
we
title for
have to.
title. It was title for title. Masha Slamovich against JC Jane. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Why is JC Jane win? Like, she beats Jordan Grace, then she beats Masha. Am I? Do I? I mean, is she a great competitor? Sure, but she's the one who gets this record. Really, really? What am I B-roll? What am I missing here? Am I missing something? Like, what am I not seeing?
You're missing the blackmail that she has on somebody. I no, I don't know. I mean, she's fine. Like,
I like.
um,
I mean, this is no disrespect, and it's gonna come off of shows, but I'm sorry. Like every time I watch a JCJ match, it's for the title. In the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, when's she dropping it? I felt like that her entire run, and now she's adding another title. Like, are they doing this just out of spite? Are they doing this just so like, hey, by the way, she's legit. She's won 2 belts now at this point. Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't get it, man.
Well,
Make it make sense.
and I will say this too. Like, always have been a huge fan of Masha's.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. Huge
and
fan. Great friend of the show.
yeah, and she's always been incredibly kind to
Hmm.
us.
She's always been
Uh,
sweet to us. Yeah.
so, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, make it make sense. But
Like, is this a
I,
scenario where JC Jane's just at the right place at the right time?
kind of feels like it.
It feels
But
like it, right? Like, if this, honestly, if this was Stephanie Fakur pulling this off, I'm fine. If this was Jordan Grace pulling this off, I'm fine. If this was Julia pulling this off, I'm fine. If this is Roxanne pulling this off, I'm fine. JC Jane, I don't get it. I don't dislike her. I just I don't see her being the one who's breaking this record and doing this huge thing. I mean, kudos to her. God bless her. Um, I don't know, man. So is she going to be a major star that no one's? I hope so. I hope that is the case. I cannot see it right now, honestly. But I don't know. Maybe at some point I will. But nonetheless, you got to give the devil credits where credit's due. She is the first ever woman to hold both the Knockout and NXT Women's Championship, and of course, her along with Leon Slater are our wrestlers of the week this week here on PW60 because they both broke records Sunday night and made a huge impact at WWE Slammiversary. See what I did there? Also in the knockouts division, we got a one-on-one matchup with Indy Hartwell and Tessa Blanchard, which was another impressive outing for Indy Hartwell. She picked up a big win, being the first knockout, I believe, to kick out of Magnum. So good for her. But the aftermath of this, my God, Tessa went crazy, like just jumping everybody. Yes, pun intended, indeed. And then even attacking the girl who was doing the interview. Later on from Santino, we would find out that Tessa has been suspended indefinitely. So we'll see what happens there. But Indy Hartwell is knocking on the door as the number one contender for that Knockouts Championship. Of course, we do know Ash by Elegance did win that Battle Royal and is set to challenge next in line. But I'm telling you, Indy's the next one after that. Indy's going to be the one that brings that title back home to TNA, I think.
And isn't that like such a full circle moment?
No kidding, right? It's like, oh yeah, so I wasn't good enough for the E, but like here I am winning and being the representative for TNA. It is weird, but
Yeah.
wrestling,
Yeah. It's weird how fluid it can be
right?
sometimes,
But
but
this was a pretty solid matchup on a solid show. Um, Also, you got to see the System and Matt Cardona team up to take on Dark State. And I guess this was like the only good thing TNA had going for it for the night against WWE because they ended up beating Dark State. Um, Short match. I don't know. Like once again, I'm going to sound like a picky wrestling fan, but I told you I was going to be unhinged tonight. I don't see why the fuck this match was on the main show and they couldn't fucking put the knockouts tag titles on this.
they
I don't get
always
it.
do that crap, and it makes me so mad.
Fucking stupid. It was fucking stupid because that match was way better than this fucking thing. Like this was a piss break match. Sorry, not sorry. Congrats to the System Cardona. You picked up the win. I think we are missing a slide here because we got to talk about that incredible matchup with Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali that kicked off the show. Holy shit, that was almost match of the night, man. Um, Honestly, some people say it is. Like I hold it up right there with the ladder match was incredible, but Cedric and Mustafa running it back one more time, just show them why they are so damn good. It's like the guys that like you wouldn't think it'd been like 5 years or whatever since they touched or whatever. But man, it was such a great opener. Great way to get this show going. And Mustafa Ali picking up a huge win. Of course, he had a lot of help from his cabinet and whatnot. But incredible opener. What'd you think of the opener?
I best best way I can describe it is like this is my kind of match. Like
Yeah.
that's the best way I can describe it. And then the other comparisons like I can make is like, man, these two guys were like a fine wine. Like they're
They
just
really are.
like
Yeah.
like you said, it'd been 5 years, and like then running it back is like this is nice.
Yeah.
Shadow liked it too.
Yeah, Shadow is smart, but it was a great matchup. But let's talk about your pre-show. We got three matchups on the show. Of course, there was the Knockouts tag titles that we mentioned before with the Elegance brand picking up a huge win to retain those Knockouts tag team titles as they defeated the Inspiration.
Does that
Uh,
surprise you?
no. Matter of fact, on the
No.
prediction show, Mike and I both had predicted that the Elegance brand would retain. They're just, I don't know, man. It's working right now. They're one of the highlights of Impact Wrestling, as far as I'm concerned. And like I say, Ash is in line for a Knockouts championship. Could she be a double champion? Perhaps she could be. Could she be TNA's savior? Who knows? But tremendous matchup though to open the show. Of course, we got Eric Young coming out and challenging the hometown man. Hometown man picking up a big win against EY. And a lot of people are talking about this one. We got TNA being invaded by Fourth Rope, which, if you're not familiar, Fourth Rope is an independent promotion. And their world champion is Silafatu, who made his TNA debut as he teamed up with the former Enzo Amore, the real one, and Josh Bishop, or as many people who were confused and didn't know who he was, Sid Vicious Jr., because he looks a lot like Sid Vicious. But no, those three guys teaming up to take on TNA's, like, well, listen to this, Steve Macklin, Mance Warner, and Jake something. But the Fourth Rope team ends up picking a big win up for them. I don't know. Like, looks like there may be a partnership starting there, I guess. Which, though, hey, any type of partnership is, I guess, okay. What you want me to say here? It's not really. It's beneficial for who? Like, anyways, I digress. But anyways, hey, that was WWE Slammiversary, and we'll see what happens this Thursday night on WWE Impact. Am I going to stop saying that? No, I'm going to go with this joke because once again,
Never.
fucking unhinged. I'm calling it like I see it, folks. Speaking of WWE, they had such a busy week. I mean, even this show last night, but let's talk about Monday Night Raw from last week. Big show, setting up a lot of things for SummerSlam, which, my God, B-roll, can you believe SummerSlam is only like a couple weeks away?
No, I
The
cannot.
first two-night SummerSlam is upon us. It is almost here. But let's talk about Raw. Of course, we kicked off the show with Naomi, your new WWE Women's World Champion, and we did find out from Raw General Manager Adam Pearce that it's going to be a triple threat at SummerSlam for that Women's Championship with Io, Rio, and challenging Naomi for that championship. Also, we got to see that damn Dirty Dom help Judgment Day retain their tag team titles over the Kabuki Warriors. But it does look like tonight, I think Dirty Dom's going to get cleared for action, and it may be a matchup at SummerSlam for him with the phenomenal AJ Styles for that Intercontinental Championship. Also, we got the return of Nikki Bella on Monday Night Raw. She picked up a big win against Chelsea Green, and let's talk about that big gauntlet match for the number one contender. Man, Braun Breaker was going banana. Like, he was dominating, running through everybody. He beat Penta, he beat LA Knight, he beat Jey Uso, and then he had it pretty much in the bag against CM Punk. But what happened? The tribal chief himself, the OTC1, is that what we're calling him now? I think
We're just adding initials and
yes, getting
numbers.
Stupid at this point, but yes, Roman Reigns made his triumphant return to help out, and CM Punk would defeat Braun Breaker. CM Punk is now your number one contender for Gunther's World Championship. That match scheduled to take place at SummerSlam. Also on Monday Night Raw, we got to talk about this. It was 2 out of 3 falls between Lyra Valkyria and Bayley to determine the number one contender for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I got to tell you, this was one of the best 2 out of 3 falls matches I've seen on TV in a long time, my friend. And, of course, it's our match of the week here this week on PW60, the 2 out of 3 falls, because this one could have went either way. Lyra picking up a huge win, winning 2 falls to 1 against Bayley. Poor Bayley, man. Yeah. I think I was reading a statistic the other day, like Bayley hasn't won like a singles matchup, and it's been like over 8 months or something like that. It's like, that's bullshit, man. But I got to say this. In my opinion, one of the most I've been impressed with competitors of this year so far has been Lyra Valkyria. I think she's done a tremendous job in the Intercontinental division. I feel like she's kind of helping define that title for what it is. Oh, you got something?
So I'm glad you said that, because I was thinking about this earlier today.
Yeah.
And I saved it. I don't think it's I don't think it's crazy to say, or without the realm of possibility to say, that Lyra is in contention for Female Wrestler of the Year.
No, I don't think so. Because the thing of it is, the introduction of this new title, it means something. I mean, yes, you have a Hall of Famer in Becky Lynch who holds that title down. But what made that title so enticing for her to challenge and come back and win is what the body of work that Lyra was doing beforehand. Tremendous fights, tremendous matchups. She's a fighting champion, and this is, I think, Becky Lyra 3, and this could be the best one of them all. You also have to wonder, too, what's Bayley? Is she going to have something to do with this? Who knows? Yeah. But nonetheless, they're on a collision course for SummerSlam. But, dude, this matchup on Raw was incredible, and it's our match of the week here on PW60. It's the 2 out of 3 falls with Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Now let's talk about Friday Night SmackDown from this past Friday night. Kicked off the show with Charlotte Flair going up against Raquel Rodriguez, and we did find out the frenemies, I guess we can call them. Charlotte and Alexa will be getting a tag team title shot at SummerSlam against Raquel and Roxanne. Also, man, this show started off chaotic with the stuff going on with Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu as far as this car wreck. Of course, we did find out Solo was the damn bastard behind it all. And old Solo got taken to the slammer. But before that could happen, we did find out that Solo Sikoa will defend that United States Championship against Jacob Fatu at SummerSlam. inside of a 15-foot high steel cage. So that's going to be a hell of a matchup. Solo, thanks for playing, but you're about to get murdered in New Jersey. I'm just saying. Um, Also, we had an incredible matchup with Stephanie Vaquer, one-on-one with Alba Fire from the Secret Purpose. And we got new number one contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team titles as Ray Phoenix and Andrade won a four-way over Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, and DIY. But what a lot of people were talking about from this past Friday night is the showdown with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. And Cody, pretty much John saying, hey, I can't do this. I got commitments to film. I'm not going to be able to wrestle at SummerSlam. And Cody saying, oh, no, 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 no. Not only will they meet at SummerSlam, it's been put to paper. It is going to be a street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship. B-roll. Are you excited for SummerSlam? Because it is upon us.
It is looking like a loaded card, and I
Mhm.
know like these are the ones that are officially WWE.com official, and like you were talking about, like there's even more that
Yeah, I think there's a total of 7 or 8. So let's run it down. Of course, we mentioned John Cena, Cody Rhodes, likely to be the main event on night 2. And it is a street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship. We do know Tiffany Stratton will put her WWE Women's Championship on the line against Queen of the Ring, Jade Cargill. Also, we mentioned Gunther and CM Punk for that World Heavyweight Championship. The rumor is that will likely main event night 1 of SummerSlam. And of course, we've got that triple threat with Naomi defended against Io Sky and Rhea Ripley for the women's world title. We mentioned the steel cage for the United States Championship, Solo against Jacob Fatu. The women's tag titles are going to be on the line once again with Charlotte and Alexa challenging the Judgment Day. Mentioned it earlier, the Intercontinental titles on the line for the women as well, with Lyra Valkyria challenge Becky Lynch. And of course, the matchup everybody's talking about, Jelly Roll and Randy Orton teaming up to take on Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul.
dang
All that
straight.
scheduled for SummerSlam, and we're going to find out plenty more matches to be announced here tonight. I mean, you know the OTC isn't returning just to return. I'd anticipate probably a match with him against Braun, or him and Jay teaming up against Braun and Bronson, or something of that nature. But nonetheless, we are literally 2 weeks away from what many call the biggest party of the
Party
summer,
of the summer.
SummerSlam. Aw,
Oh.
boo fucking who. Let's talk about this old piece of shit. So Bill Goldberg was upset about his retirement match. That's such a shame.
I'm so glad unhinged Xlj is here for this.
Let me tell you something, you bald-headed fuck. Like, you're lucky you even got this. You know how many shitty fucking moments you've done in the world of pro wrestling? Like, granted, the guy hey, I'll give credit where credit's due. I mean, he's tremendous with fans, I think. He's loyal to his fans. You can't fault the man for that. But this man thinking like he's been built up in his mind like he's some like god status. And let's call a spade. That's the way he was presented in WCW. Shit, they even did a couple years ago with WWE. But Mr. Oldberg, sure, like you literally are 58 years old. Gunther got like a 15-minute match out of your old ass. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. Like, and it wasn't a bad matchup. And yet, what are you pissed about? You're pissed because you got cut short on your time? Like, apparently he was pissed because this wasn't presented as like a big pay-per-view style matchup. There was probably more people that would watch Saturday night's main event than a pay-per-view, sir. Because the fact of the matter is, like, it's more geared. You see more people, plus you're getting more hits on social media, which you probably know nothing about. Yeah, he is overrated as fuck. Yeah, agreed. And yeah, I don't get it. Like, what would you have to make this man happy? I don't really want to know. Just listen to me and listen to me closely, Papa Khan, Tony Khan. Don't fucking even entertain the idea of bringing this old bastard in. Like, seriously. I will be so heartbroken if you fucking do that. It's not worth it. Let him just be like a fucking pissed off old man, like just somewhere else. Go to your personal car collection or whatever, and then probably like be so far down your son's throat or whatever, like you're gonna ruin his fucking career too. I said what I said. Get fucked, Goldberg. But you know what? Actually, we've got some information about somebody who has apparently kind of worked as like Goldberg, like has an opinion on what happened with Goldberg. Uh, I'm not going to give you away too much. Let's just go to this special report.
Good afternoon! This is Marty Hyman, close personal friend to wrestling stars of a certain nature. This including the one and only Goldberg, who is currently a little upset that he was not given his due. And I'm going to talk about that right here, right now! Once again, I'm Marty Hyman. Marty Hyman. And Goldberg over here is such a tough omelet that he had to get circumcised 3 different times on 2 different occasions. Do the math, I sure can't. Goldberg is a multi-time world champion. He put butts in seats. He filled up the Superdome like I fill up a pair of banana hammocks. And just a regular pair of drawers. I fill them up nicely. I'm what you would call bottom heavy. Goldberg seeked out me, Marty Hyman, for counsel. I said, Goldberg, why are you so upset that your last match was on TV? I, on the other hand, had never been on TV, even though I'm fairly sure I was on an episode of America's Most Wanted. I personally don't remember drowning all those children, but allegedly they think I did, but I never got caught. What were we talking about again? Later on, Goldberg told me, Marty Hyman, it was like we need to go over to the offices at Titan Towers and talk to Paula Vac. And I was like, do they have a breakfast menu at the Titan Towers? He said, no, you what's? This is the WWE. They don't have a breakfast menu. I said, do they have any lox and bagels? He told me, stop doing so many Jewish jokes. You're not Jewish. You're not one of the chosen people. I told him to get a good look at this beard. You can't tell me who I can or cannot be. We live in America, and Marty Hyman can be whatever he wants. I then took my sweet, sexy self, Marty Hyman, and I took a cab down the road. I took a plane 2,000 miles back to my home, which is a small camper trailer in an undisclosed location because the people at America's Most Wanted is still after me. And I sat at home and I drank me some grape Capri Suns. And I sat there, I looked myself in the mirror and I was like, listen here, Marty. You forgot about Goldberg. You were his ride there. Oh my God, poor Goldie. Poor Billy Boy. Little Billy Boy still stuck at the WWE. Now it's my job to fly back to the Titan Towers and bring Billy Boy back home. This has been Marty Hyman. Please follow for more stories about me and my life with Bill Goldberg. Are they sure it's still shooting off fireworks in this neighborhood?
Oh, well, thank you so much, Marty. Hey, by the way, you'll be seeing more of Marty this week here on Cole TV as he's going to be a special guest on Friday Night Movie Night. So A little sneak peek there for you.
Well,
But
I
thank you
don't
so
know
much, Marty.
how we secured that bag, but yeah.
Yeah, we're lucky, I guess. Well, hey, let's talk about AEW Dynamite from this past week. Of course, right after All In Texas, of course, a ton of momentum. Like my biggest takeaway from this show, honestly, is I'm excited about the next couple of weeks where they're filming in Chicago. Because I mean, this is a really cool venue.
Uh-huh.
It was a decent. It was a good show. What like it did it move the needle? No, but I mean, shit, we're still coming off of All In, man. So, um, some of the big takeaways are from this one. Of course, Kyle Fletcher getting back on the winning track, getting a big win against Masquerade of Dorada. How about the Young Bucks? Matt and Nick, which it looks like they're now part of the Don Callis family. So I guess the Elite just got absolved in the Don Callis family.
Well,
Okay.
I just love how like they just acknowledge like Don Callis is like, yeah, you can like kind of join my faction. I've got like 15 people.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I
Why
just
not?
they're like they're like acknowledging that yeah, the amount of people in this faction is absurd and
Like, yeah, fuck it. It's fine. Also, it was great seeing Adam Copeland or Cope back on Dynamite. First, got to spear Stokely Hathaway. Tekla picking up a huge win in that $100,000 four-way, and it does look like now she's kind of aligned herself with Julia Hart and Sky Blue, so that's going to be interesting to see. Also, we got to talk about it. How do we feel about Okada's new music? So, my instinct at first was like, I don't like it, but reading up on it, it sounds like kind of this was an Okada approved thing. He wanted new music, so and it's his friends that are doing the theme. So I'm gonna try to let it grow on me. We're in this new era with Okada anyway, so um, let's see what happens. But in the main event, of course, we had a big 6-man tag or trios matchup with Hangman, Adam Page teaming up with Mark Briscoe and Powerhouse Hobbs going up against the Death Riders and Darby Allen kind of intervening. But Dynamite, it was decent. Let's talk about a collision, though. Now, collision, we always say it here every week on PW60. It's just a fun show, man. A lot of fun action on this one, too. Of course, she kicked off with Dustin Rhodes with that very passionate promo. Of course, Kyle Fletcher, he's wanting that TNT championship. I expect him to be the next in line. Got the collision debut of Alex Windsor. She picked up a big win against Taya Valkyrie. Also, my God, man, I hadn't seen Colt Cabana on TV in a while, and the poor Colt got the shit kicked out of him by the Death Riders, man. They beat the holy hell out of him. Now, also, you know what? We forgot to mention this on Dynamite, the Tony Storm's very passionate promo, and then you kind of get to hear, too, where some back and forth between her and Athena. Absolutely love it. Like, I swear to God, there is nothing that woman cannot do that's not gold. It's like she's just so good. That, to me, honestly, people may, you can say what you want, but my front runner for Wrestler of the Year right now, I'm not talking about male or female. I'm talking about the wrestler, the top wrestler of the year for me. It's Tony Storm. Like she is, the thing she's doing this year is so damn impressive. Like she just keeps getting better and better, and you don't expect it, man. But Collision, like we say, was a fun, solid show, and we do know we're kind of in a holding pattern here if you think about it with AEW, because the next big event's Forbidden Door, but that'll be coming up in the end of August, of course. In the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling, things are a little busy right now, which we'll talk about that momentarily. But let's talk about NXT from this past Tuesday night, aka Impact. You had Fatal Influence kick off the show. And then you had, of course, there was a big 6-man with Dark State going up against Joe Hendry, Santana, and Mike Santana and Trick Williams. And then we got to see the System get involved in that, your favorite group, setting up their match that took place at WWE Slammiversary. Also, how about this? This was kind of cool. The Evolve Women's title was on the line on NXT with Callie Armstrong going up against Carmen Petrovic. And it does look like Tony D'Angelo has kind of won this feud that's been going on within the family, and like he left the, I think, what was he, left the Don's hat behind or whatever in the ring as like symbolism. So I guess he's moving on to bigger and better things, hopefully. So, but yeah, that was NXT from this past Tuesday night. But I mentioned it earlier. We got to talk about it. The G1 Climax has officially begun in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And we kicked off. Of course, it's still early on. We've only had 2 rounds occur so far. Pretty even in both blocks, really. Of course, you have Evil as the only competitor who is undefeated in his block, as he has a total of 4 points. Everybody else pretty much with 2, except for Sonata, because Sonata sucks. He has no points. So go ahead and take your guitar wearing like stupid shoe goofy ass somewhere else, because you're part of House of Torture and you're fucking stupid as far as I'm concerned. Once again, Unhinged. I don't give a fuck, folks. Let's talk about B block now. B block's a little bit more even. You have a couple of guys up there who's undefeated, and it's not who you would think. Driller Maloney in his G1 debut, and Yoshihashi, which once again is so very early on. But the big takeaway from this past weekend with the G1 is the apparent injury that Gabe Kidd suffered in a tremendous matchup with Takeshita. He had to forfeit his matchup against Zack Sabre Jr. Now, it's not official that he has been eliminated from the tournament or anything like that, but it doesn't look any good. And with the action picking up this Tuesday night, I believe, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens there. But hopefully Gabe Kidd's going to be okay. Not sure if he'll be able to finish this G1, but hopefully he won't be out for an extended period of time. Now, let's talk about this. Also in the world of Japanese pro wrestling, a huge moment for Pro Wrestling Noah as Kenta successfully won the Global Heavyweight Championship this past weekend. And this is huge because, I mean, Noah was Kenta's home promotion. It's what he started, and he never held that championship before, but now he is the World Heavyweight Champion, a title he has challenged for and went after before in years past, and he's went back home, and now he's the champion. Congratulations to you, Kenta. You deserve it. Cannot wait to see what he does next in Pro Wrestling Noah. Well, there's so many things going on in the world of pro wrestling. It's hard to keep up with everything, but thank God we've got somebody like our good friend Jay, and here he is right now with the Dirt Sheet News.
Sure, C4 will get back to construction. Why can't you be more like your cousin, right, Brock? Hey, it's your boy Jay, and here are some stories you may have missed this past week within professional wrestling. And surprise, surprise, Goldberg's mad! Goldberg upset at his 28-second retirement speech. Even though it was longer, WWE did put it out on their YouTube, and it was like 40 minutes long. I personally thought a 28-second retirement speech was fitting for Goldberg, considering the only reason he got over was because of his 28-second matches. But anyways, his deal's going to be up soon, and he's going to talk some shit. So Goldberg may possibly have one more match if WWE doesn't sign him to a Legends deal soon. But word amongst those in WWE is the Legends deal is a foregone conclusion, and we will see something a lot like the Ric Flair retirement ceremony once this is done, but it will be done for Goldberg. Also, in professional wrestling, AEW's Wrestle Dream is to take place in St. Louis. As of right now, the arena they have locked down is an 11,000-seat arena, but word is they do have some flexibility as they don't believe they may sell enough tickets, so they may have to move to a smaller venue. Is this a sign of things to come with AEW knowing that they need to scale back to fit the narrative? No, I said that wrong. To placate all those people who think AEW is a big company, but the company finally realizing that they are just a large indie promotion, so should only run 2 to 3,000 seat arenas? I guess we'll find out in a month when Wrestle Dream finally happens. Also, Seth Rollins, is it a work? Is it not? I told you last week, most people had no idea if Seth Rollins was a work or not. Becky Lynch did a photo dump. You know, where you put a lot of stuff out there hoping nobody sees anything. And Seth Rollins on crutches with his knee wrapped up, even at home with his wife and child. So, do you still think it's a work? Or is Seth Rollins really injured? You know, there's some dumb people who thought he was going to do this all along. They didn't come out with their theories until after Rollins was already hurt, but they said it was going to happen all along for him to cash in at SummerSlam. So, no exact final word or for sure word on Seth Rollins' injury, but it does seem to be an injury that will have him out for some time, and I, nor those in a lot of places, especially backstage in WWE, see Seth Rollins even being able to compete by the time SummerSlam rolls around. But those just aren't the facts. Those are the dirty facts that are cheat news. Yes, we're going to get back to work, Roman. Quit.
Just keep walking. Keep walking. That's all you can do. Yes. Unlike Jeff Jarrett and his chase for the AEW World Championship. Like, why was that even a thing? Like, who thought that was a good idea? It's for nothing. He had like 2 matches and then we've never seen him again. Like, for real.
Well, thank you so much, Jay, and thank you, Spicy. I guess Spicy's still stranded in Saudi, so hopefully he gets home soon.
I thought we sent him help.
I thought so too, but I guess he's still there. Well, hey, let's talk about this big weekend for Game Changer Wrestling this past weekend as they had their bash at the ballpark in Coney Island. I got to tell you, I watched the show. It was awesome, man, from top to bottom. Tremendous matchups. It was cool. Hey, shout out your girl, Deonna Purrazzo, had a great matchup with Jonathan Gresham on this show. Also, we got to see
what happens when she wrestles.
Right? Matt Cardona ended up taking on a surprise Mike Santana. So it's nice of WWE to let him come over and work this show. Also, we got in the main event, Effie successfully retaining his GCW championship against Charles Mason. Of course, the Cogers got involved in this one. I'm telling you, I think this is leading to like a triple threat between those guys at possibly Homecoming, maybe. But Effie, once again, is your GCW champion. But you can check out a replay of Bash at the Ballpark over on Triller TV. I would highly recommend you do it because it's a great show. And hey, this is awesome news to hear. Kevin Owens has successfully had his neck surgery. So the surgery has been done, and he seems to be recovering. Just everything's going good. So it's great to see KO back on track to be healthy and happy, of course, first and foremost. And hopefully at some point we'll be seeing him back in the squared circle. Now, speaking of injuries, our buddy Jay did report this last week. A lot of speculation about this Seth Rollins injury. Is it real? Is it part of a work? Like, I personally, I don't know if it is a work, man. It's like, they worked us, but like at what cost? I mean, because Seth has had like a lot of injuries before. Like, I'd hate for him, like, if he's not hurt and then watch him get hurt because of karma. Because I'm a firm believer in that. But I don't know, man. Like, if this is a work, like, is it worth it? I don't think so. But nonetheless, he was on the Rich Eisen, or host the Rich Eisen show, and more or less said his leg was so swollen that they needed to go back and do another x-ray. So they should know something here in a week or so. So we'll keep our eyes on this situation, but it'll be interesting to see what happens to Seth Rollins going forward. And this was some sad news we found out this week in the world of pro wrestling. Former WCW competitor Marcus Buff Bagwell had to have his leg amputated. This was due to a car accident he was in a couple of years ago. Unfortunately, they did have to take the leg off. Maven, of all people, Maven, if you follow him, he has a vlog kind of on everything that happened to Buff. There's a couple other vlogs out there too as well. But we here at PW60 want to wish Marcus Alexander Bagwell or Buff Bagwell best of luck on like healing and adjusting to this new life he has ahead of him. It's going to be a challenge for sure, but Buff is still the stuff, baby. So keep at it. Keep your head up, Buff Bagwell, and just hope you can be happy and healthy the rest of your life, good sir. Well, it's that time of the show. We need to go to our good friend Sienna, who's got some advice for all of us pro wrestling fans. Let's go to Sienna.
Once again, we're halfway towards the end of 2025. Again, it's going by hella fast, and it's for the better, but I digress. And we see so many changes that has been going on in wrestling that is very, and I mean very, very interesting. Ever since the beginning of this year, we've seen companies that's going into this full-blown partnership. We've seen like independent wrestling getting more noticeable, whether it's just like more company that has been a rise, or even one notable sports entertainment is putting it on notice of some of the independent wrestling talents. Also, storyline is going to fruition that is like, ongoing or very, and I mean very questionable too. And especially we see some wrestlers that is getting ready to hang their boots up, what is very unexpected, or even for like a one final run too, with so many emotions. With wrestling, we see how it's evolving and seeing like there is more different varieties of it too. Whether like we see something that is like an authentic side of wrestling, or we see something that is like more into the lucrative sports entertainment side of it too. And it's all based on like what the wrestling fan definitely wants, because we see now that more wrestling fans are definitely getting more aware of like what they prefer to watch the most based on what they prefer and what they want to see so far in pro wrestling. And all I can say, y'all, is that this is like one of the very interesting like moments, events, everything going on in 2025. And who knows what's going to be happening next, right until the end of 2025. I mean, we're in for a very interesting ride for anything going on in pro wrestling. And all I can say is just continue on to enjoy wrestling, no matter what.
Yes, indeed. Well, thank you so much, Sienna. We appreciate those kind words. And I don't got kind words for this man. I'm sorry, Kurt, but what the fuck, really? So it was announced this week that Kurt Angle will be the color commentator for American Freestyle Wrestling, which, I mean, on paper, that makes sense. It's supposed to be like this hybrid pro wrestling thing, but this is the company that Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff are running. So by fault, fuck you, Kurt Angle. You're not my Olympic gold hero. Like, this is bullshit. Like, sorry to hear this. But hey, you know what? Does it shock me? No. Especially in a world where The Undertaker thinks Superman is woke, which, yeah, he's another one to go fuck himself. So I told you this is unhinged. I'm not holding shit back because I'm mad as hell and I'm tired, B-roll. I'm tired of all the bullshit. And,
I'm tired of this.
I'm tired of it. Fuck it. Fuck them all. Here's some news that come out. This is kind of shocking. Suri, who had just signed with AEW, announced that she's going to be having some elbow surgery. So I think this was something that was like had already was like in the works before she signed. So it sounds like it's going to be like a quick surgery, and then she can get back and making like her Dynamite or Collision debut. But we wish her well. Hope to see her soon in the ring. And speaking of injuries in AEW, no, not my precious Mina. It does look like Mina Shirakawa is suffering from a broken hand, which she suffered in that Ring of Honor matchup where she won the interim TV title. So hopefully she'll heal up and be able to get back in the ring soon. But we love you, Mina. We wish you well here at PW60. Got to talk about this. The SummerSlam tag team match spilled over into Jimmy Kimmel Live this past week. as Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton got into it. Well, was Jelly Roll hosting or something? Because I really
Yeah,
didn't watch this.
he
Okay,
was he
it
was
looked like
he was
he was
guest
hosting.
hosting.
Yeah, he's guest hosting. Of course, Logan Paul comes out, he's talking shit, and Jelly Roll ends up choke slamming him through a table, which was kind of fun. Anytime Logan Paul's getting his ass beat, I'm for it, regardless of who's doing it. So kind of cool to see them film an angle like on TV. It just goes to show you like the scope of pro wrestling for them to kind of do this on like in the pop culture world on like a big show like Jimmy Kimmel Live. So, and who knows? Hopefully Jimmy Kimmel doesn't speak out against a certain someone and get his show canceled too. Oh, am I going there? Yeah, I said what I said. Unhinged. Remember, I don't give a fuck. Let's talk about this one. This is kind of cool. Now, this is really cool actually, because I'm a big comic book nerd. That is Hangman Adam Page, and if you don't know the man behind him, not so much a man, but a bounty hunter. Lobo from DC Comics. It was announced that Hangman will be on the cover of a issue of Lobo. Which to kind of put it to you this way, if you're not familiar with Lobo, Lobo is kind of like the Deadpool of the DC universe, I'd say. So he's a very popular character. Love me some Lobo. Love me some Hangman Page. But how cool is this to see Hangman Adam Page on the cover of a DC comic? I mean, looks pretty good, man. Look at that six pack. Well, it's that time of the show, and yes, we know we're over. We thank you so much for continuing to join us in the network, for being so nice, for letting us go over. But it's that time of the show. Let's go to Brian with Brian's random moment of the week here on PW60.
Yeah, sometimes life will make you feel kind of blue. Yeah. All right, so hey, check it out. Animals from the animal kingdom. Oh, you got a panda and you got a lion and a zebra and you got a monkey. All that good stuff. Yeah, part of the craft room here in the House of Random, the literal house. And just taking a quick moment for the random moment of the week. And what a great weekend, of course, in professional wrestling. Slammiversary from TNA on Sunday night. And, of course, the G1 Climax going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Getting started up the first few nights. And looking forward to the rest of the tournament. And somebody who we know from New Japan Pro Wrestling, a champion from there for many times, and one of the greatest champions, Kazuchika Okada, has already had an amazing career and doing very well in AEW now as the AEW Unified Champion after the amazing match with Kenny Omega at All In. And we know, of course, about his series of bouts over the Heavyweight Championship against Kenny Omega back in, the late part of the 20-teens and all that kind of cool stuff. So, obviously, if you go with the top 5 matches of Okada, you're probably going to put all 4 of those Omega matches and then something else in there. Let's have a little fun with this. So, by the way, a little snippet, he also wrestled some in Ring of Honor. Remember when New Japan Ring of Honor had their original deal? And I remember the one time where he had the 3-way match going into it with Michael Elgin and AJ Styles, I believe it was, and they had the promo where Gedo would say, "Don't forget about Rainmaker." So we're not going to forget about Rainmaker, and we're going to talk about him with this. I want you to give me your top 5 matches in the career of Kazuchika Okada, but here is the stipulation. You cannot include, because it'd be an easy way out, you cannot include any of the matches against Kenny Omega. So everyone he's had matches with outside of Kenny Omega. And it could be multiples against Tanahashi. It could be the match against Shibata or so many more. So against any promotion, all promotions, AEW, all that cool stuff. Got it good. So top 5 matches of Okada's career minus the matches with Kenny Omega. So comment below and yeah. Don't forget about Rainmaker.
I love it. Yeah, that's a good one, man. Like, I got to think on that one. First one that comes to mind, him and Naito. So leave us a comment. Let us know some of your favorite Kazuchika Okada matches. Thank you so much, Brian. We appreciate you. We love you. And you know what else we love? We love our wrestling content creators. And this week, our Ruby Ringside wrestling content creator is a former professional wrestler. It is formerly known as Tara Calloway. Just recently kind of stumbled across her TikTok, and she's a big advocate for mental health. Matter of fact, she is the founder of Dropkick Depression, which helps professional wrestlers deal with the mental health and depression issues. So I think that's pretty awesome, and definitely something that's much needed in the world of pro wrestling, because like you definitely have to have a love for doing this. and support systems like that definitely need to be in place because it can be challenging, especially in the toxic world we live in. And we talk about joke about the IWC all the time and how you got those keyboard warriors going to be just so fucking say the stupidest shit. So I think it's well needed, and you should definitely go give Tara, the formerly known as Tara Calloway, a follow across all social media platforms because she's our Ruby Ringside Wrestling Content Creator of the Week this week here on PW60. Well, it was announced this week that WWE Heatwave, NXT's Heatwave, will be taking place Sunday, August 24th in Lowell, Massachusetts. Of course, the big thing with this, what else is taking place on August 24th? That just so happens to be Forbidden Door. Because we've talked about it, we've heard about it. WWE is going to start being a lot more aggressive in scheduling shows the same day as AEW, which you have your opinions on that. Like my opinion, it's a dick fucking move, but it doesn't shock me. They're gonna fucking do that. Of course they are. It's WWE. They're gonna do whatever the fuck they want. Will I watch Heatwave over Forbidden Door? Gee, let me think about that. Anyways, next story. Now this is a serious story, and this was breaking news before we went on tonight. We found out that the former Cora Jade, Elena Black, is taking a temporary leave from the world of pro wrestling, citing some mental health issues. We definitely want to wish her well, and I mean, I think that's the right thing. If your heart's not into it, and you're going through some stuff, like there's no need to continue to keep working. Like get healthy, get happy, and do this when you're happy again. That's the most important thing. So I commend her. We commend her. And hope we wish her well, and hopefully we'll get to see her like in a ring. But that's the greedy wrestling fan in me, because at the end of the day, the most important thing is just being happy and healthy. So, but kudos to her for stepping forward and saying, "Hey, this is what's going on." And like I say, we wish her well here at PW60. Also, you heard our good friend Jay mention this. AEW Wrestle Dream has officially been announced. It will take place in St. Louis on Saturday, October the 18th. Of course, stand by for in a couple of weeks where you'll hear about NXT's next show being announced for that day as well. We'll keep you posted on that. And I get this, but I'm a little bummed if I'm being completely honest. AEW announced that All In will be returning to London next year to Wembley Stadium. It's going to be August the 30th of 2026. It will take place. It is a cool vibe, I gotta admit. But once again, the greedy fan of me was kind of hoping they would stay here in the States and try to get to that show. So
Maybe
I don't know.
They'll start doing like every other year or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Or maybe they add another show or something here. Who knows? May just have to hop the pond, man. May just have to go to London and check it out. But All In is going back to Wembley next year, and it is August 26th. Or I'm sorry, August the 30th of 2026. Stay tuned in the coming months, and we will reveal what NXT show and WWE show will be going against that. So, well, somehow we went into overtime. Imagine that. But we talked about everything that happened this past week in the world of pro wrestling. Well, we're on the road to SummerSlam. Monday Night Raw is going on. We'll see what happens there. And, I mean, just WWE, the E is all over the place. They're running Monday nights. They're running Tuesday nights. They're running Friday nights. And don't forget, they're running Thursday nights as well. So, there you go. That's my 2 cents. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Pro Wrestling 60. Thank you so much for joining us. And tune in later this week for our special Fantastic Four content that will be coming to you with a brand new Coldcast and Friday Night Movie Night. I'm Xlj the OG. This is Mr. B-Roll. We'll see you next time on another episode of PW60.